Welcome back, everybody. August 5th, 2021, 12:57 p.m., and you might want to sit down for this one. We're going to be taking a trip to Antarctica today, and for a very good reason. I don't know about you, but Antarctica holds some of the craziest mysteries and secrets that have piqued my interest since I was a little kid. And then becoming a YouTuber and a content creator, naturally I study Antarctica, just like many other people do. And over the years, we've had opportunities to see discoveries that have been made that really blow your mind. In fact, just a simple Google search will show you that there are many channels out there that literally dedicate all their time to just searching for things on the continent of Antarctica. So I may not be the first one to ever make a discovery on the continent of Antarctica, but I think I may be the first one to ever find this. And I say that only because I've spent a lot of time to try to find anyone else who has searched not only the area I'm going to show you, but the entire mountain range as a whole. So this entire area is not only new to me, but I have found more than one object. We're going to focus on this one to start. All right, I'm going to do my best to set the scene for you here. We are at the top of a mountain, slightly off the peak, you can see, and some key things I want you to notice is our elevation. This mark that we're at right now is at 7,866 feet above sea level. Keep that in mind as we zoom into this area to discover something that looks like a man-made structure, specifically some sort of pyramid or entranceway into this mountain. And you can clearly see that the peak of it meets right where my mouse is now, clearly showing the shadow on the opposite side of where the sun is hitting it. Take a look at this perfect peak right here, this perfect triangle. And now that we're oriented here, I'm going to go ahead and turn the view a little bit, and we're going to take a snapshot, and we're going to do some simple contrast and lighting to bring out what we're looking at here, and you're not going to believe your eyes. Take a look at what this thing looks like when you add contrast and a little more lighting to bring it out of the shadows. You are looking at something that looks like a structure that was built or some sort of entrance into the side of this mountain. I'm going to measure this structure for you and all that fun stuff, but back here on Google Earth, I want to zoom up for you guys so you can get an idea of the landscape. There are no trees whatsoever along this mountain. It's a lot of rock and ice and snow, as most of Antarctica is said to be. But when you get to this area up here, and normally what would look like a normal peak or just a rock sticking up causing a shadow, this is way more prominent than anything else we see. In fact, I'll zoom out again just so you can see again the rim of this mountain, these mountains that meet together. We could see on the altitude, this would be the highest point of this mountain, and then we move our cursor down, and this brings us again to just over 7,850 feet. That is over a mile up. That is higher than Mile High Stadium, for example, in Denver. Again, we'll zoom into the area from up high, and now I'm going to go ahead and measure this stuff for you guys because this is very symmetrical, and it actually looks like there was a second structure right next to it that may have fallen down or broken over time. It's very hard to tell with the way the shadows are in this image. There is a setting that allows you to go back in time to look at different pictures of this same area, but unfortunately there's about 3 or 4 of them, and until the most recent one that we just saw, everything is very blurry and hidden, so there's nothing to see unless you were looking at this image right here, the most recent image, which was actually taken on December 6th, 2009. So now that we know where this structure is and all that, I'm going to bring us back to the image where we can bring the light out of it, and once again, here it is. I almost feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me, but we need to understand there are no trees around this area. It's a desolate mountain range with snow and ice, which makes me wonder, what are these things? What are these tall poles or tall walls that are sticking up out of this mountain? It almost looks like an entrance that was built into the mountain, and then the edge of it sticks out, showing us just the dark entrance you would use to get inside. Or could we be looking at some sort of tower? I know in this image here on Google Earth it's very hard to see, but take a look at this. I'm going to measure these sides for you, and you're going to see that they are about 70 feet each. We'll get ourselves situated again and bring up our measuring tool. And what I'm going to do is just measure each side for you. We'll take a click right here, and I've already done this off screen, but we'll do it again together. So from the tip of the triangle or pyramid down to the ground, you can measure about 70 feet. And we'll do a quick measurement from the other point to the peak again, another 70 feet. We could be seeing a structure sticking up 70 feet into the air, which is why the sun is hitting the back of it and then presenting the shadow onto the snow. Or like we said before, it could be some sort of an awning type design that actually sticks out of the mountain, just showing the triangular entrance. And again, just to quickly show you the difference between the darkness and stuff you'll see on Google Earth, which is why this was so hard to see, compared to when you simply add contrast and light to it, you get this amazing look looking structure, and this all begins to make sense. We know we are seeing something here. In my opinion, this is clearly something that was built, some sort of structure, and we are over 200 miles away from the nearest coastline. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why I have not given the coordinates for this yet, and I'm absolutely going to do that. I'm making one more edit of this video with another discovery I made in this mountain range, and I'm just keeping it that way until I get both videos released. And also, I have a little bit more research to do on the second structure that I found before posting it. For those of you that have been following me for a long time, you know full well that I will reveal that information and why I'm not revealing it right this second, and I really appreciate the patience with that just for a day or two. Very quickly before I let you guys go, I want to show you why I was so precise on the elevation of this and why it's so weird that this may be a man-made structure or some sort of ancient built structure, if you catch my drift. But the reason is this: if we were at almost 8,000 feet elevation, which is where that structure's built, as we said before, that is higher than Mile High Stadium, which, as you can see here, sits at 5,280 feet elevation above sea level. And for those of you that follow sports, we all know that the higher the elevation, the harder it is to breathe and function, and that's only at a mile. This was at nearly 8,000 feet, and if you do some simple math and look at this chart right here, we are entering a high altitude and a dangerous altitude, at least for human beings known today. And again, in my opinion, it reveals a lot more interesting info about how this got here, what it is, or how long it's been there, because this is certainly something. And this is exactly why I love presenting stuff like this to you guys. You're always so helpful in the comments about the mysteries that we cover, and this certainly is one. This one's actually really mind-blowing to me, and hopefully we can get a dialogue going on exactly what we're seeing here. Not to mention, my friends, you're gonna really enjoy the next part of this video. With that said, my friends, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Please share this video with your friends. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps, you know that. And a small message basically saying the same thing right after this. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Shout out to Canada. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all, and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.